just when you think you're nearly done with all your potting on and your planting out, you can still sow some more seeds. And it's a good idea to do some succession sowing. So the first thing I'm going to sow is some Oregon sugar pod mangetout peas. Now I've already filled the root trainers and I've given them a water. So I'm just going to pop some peas in now. There's 28 cells there, so I'm just going to pop one in each and wait for them to germinate. It might have been actually a good idea to have soaked these overnight, but I haven't. So what I'll do, I'll just give them a good soaking. And this root train is a strong one and there's no holes in the bottom. So if I give it a good watering, then hopefully it'll hold the water, keep the soil moist, and then the peas will germinate that much quicker. So there's no rush really for these because we've already got some peas growing anyway, some almond peas, and they're coming up lovely. They're coming up the sticks nice. So if they don't come up for a couple of weeks, that's fine. So we've got the these are the almond mangetout. We've got lots of other seeds to sow today. So I'm just popping them on the top, and then I'm going to poke them in. The next sowings I'm going to do are some Calabrese, and these are green sprouting Calabrese. And I'm already picking broccoli, which is great. But I need some for when they finished for these ones and to be picking these ones, as we use broccoli every week. So that's what an allotment's for, to be growing your own, not buying from the supermarket. So anyway, we've got the Calabrese, cabbage. Now I've got loads of cabbage growing at the moment, and been harvesting the cabbage as well. But these are to follow on. Now these ones are Ophanum 2, or flower of spring cabbage. I've not grown those before, but they look very much like the other cabbage I'm growing, the greyhound cabbage. So that's the Ophanum 2 cabbage. And then I've got leeks. These are elephant leeks. All our leeks. I think they've all got scapes on them. I'll have to check that for sure, but I need to grow some more leeks. So I'm going to grow what I'm going to do is grow 3 lots of leeks in those containers, and then these ones, one each of those, and then I'll prick them out and pot them on when they're big enough. Now these containers are just your bog standard, once you buy strawberries from the supermarket. Not that we've had to buy strawberries lately. We've got a glut of strawberries at the moment, which is fantastic, isn't it? It's the year for strawberries this year. Anyway, so we've got the Calabrese. I'll sow them. I'll bring you a bit closer and I'll sow them all. If I move the labels around, then you can see what's what. And you can see exactly how I'm sowing them on the surface, and then I'll be covering them over with soil and giving them a water.
When the morning sun shines bright, we start to sow in a little garden patch where love can grow. Flowers bloom and veggies thrive, it's our special place. With every seed we plant, we fill the world with grace. In the soil we find our dreams.
Well, I'm on the last of my salad leaves now. The cut and come again. And I thought it was about time I started sowing some more. So I'm sowing a nice mixture. I've got 8 different types. So I've got 5 on the table. So we've got the salad bowl lettuce to sow, salad bowl red. This one here is Catalogna. Now that's never sown that one before. So that would be nice to try that. And this one is really unusual. It's Claytonia, and you can use that in salads like spinach. So never tried that before, so I'm going to try that one. And this one, rocket. We all love rocket in our house, so rocket in that one. So I'll do those for starters, and then I'll sow the other three. So we'll start off with the salad bowl mix. So I'll bring you a bit closer again so you can see exactly what I'm doing.
In the garden, vibes where the sunshine flows. We plant our dreams, watch our love grow. Colors blooming bright in the summer light. With every seed we sow, everything feels right.
So the other three come again salad leaf mixture I'm doing are going to be Mizuna, sorrel in that one, and chard in that one. And that the chard I'm doing is a rhubarb chard, but we're not that first on chard, but the young leaves would be lovely in a salad. So there we are. Same with sorrel really, we're not that mad on sorrel, but the young leaves in a salad, nice. It'll be a nice mixture with all of the 8 leaves anyway, and pea shoots will do for another day. I just want to get the salad leaf mixture going for now.
Underneath the sky, we're sharing this high. In the garden wonder, oh so divine. Growing fruits and flowers through love.
Now then, we mustn't forget dessert. And here I've got some strawberries, and these are Grenadian F1 hybrid. Now it says on the packet to sow these January, February, March. So what I'm proposing to do is to, because they're not going to fruit this year, is to grow the seeds now, sow the seeds, grow them now, pop them on, and overwinter them, and hopefully we'll have some fruit next year. So there's not any seeds in a packet actually. So I don't know why I've got a tray as big as that really. Anyway, they'll be spread out.
With every moment cherished, we dance in the sun. In this leafy paradise, our hearts beat as one.
Well, don't these look pretty along here? The flowers have just gone over though. Do you know what they are? They're our parsnips. But the trouble is, although I want to save some seeds, and I'm still going to save some seeds from them, Doug needs to get to the grapevine because that is all sticking out and needs sorting out now. So I'm going to cut all these back to the ground, leave a few parsnip seeds, and then Doug can get it on with the grapevine. I've got my trusty Vivo trolley, so I thought that would be ideal to put the prunings in, ready to go on the compost. Some of them that have gone brown, I'll try and save those because I think they're good enough to save as seeds. Right then, if I start at this end, I'll work my way down.
In the morning light, I step outside. With my seeds and dreams, I take a ride. The garden centers call with colors so bright. Every little bloom brings pure delight.
So this is what I've got to deal with now. I've moved most of the parsnip flowers and seeds out of the way now. So Doug can come along now and sort out the grapevine. So Doug's cut off quite a bit from here, and he says it's a bit late really to be doing it, but better late than never, I think. So The grapes that's on here now, they're only little tiny things at the moment, but they will get bigger. And so we just leave them now to fatten up and get nice and juicy. And then we can pick them for our wine. In this section here, we've got goji berries and some leeks and onions that have all gone to seed. Now the goji berries, if you're a regular viewer of my channel, you may know that I said this is their last chance, these goji berries. If they don't produce fruit this year, they're out. There's no flowers, nothing on them. So this is the third season, no fruit at all. And I've done everything by the book. It's just not the right climate probably, or not the right variety, I'm not sure. They were on the plot when we came here. So we're going to dig them out, bag them up and pass them on to other people that might want them, plot holders or friends. And we'll keep a few because apparently you can use the leaves in cooking. So we might keep a few and try them because we've not tried them before. Anyway, so what we've decided with this bed now is to put this framework here along there, and we can put our mangetout peas up there. I've also got some sweet peas, so I don't know whether to put some sweet peas going up there and some peas. So we'll see. Anyway, and the rest of the bed then I want to dedicate to my Blauhilde beans. And they're coming up lovely. Do you remember the first lot didn't come at all? Well, apart from 3 plants out of the load I sowed. So I pre-chitted them. I just soaked them in water on some kitchen roll. And then as soon as they started to germinate then, I put them in pots. Well, they've come up lovely. So I'm really pleased with those. So we have got some Blauhilde French climbing beans at last. So I'm going to make a bit of a framework by here then to grow them up. Now I've got to show you this. Also in this bed, been growing elephant garlic. And it's been there a while. In fact, there was some cloves in there that had been forgotten. And they come back out because I thought I'd pulled them all up last year. Anyway, look at these. Oh, what a load of beauties they are, aren't they? They're massive. So if I just show you a couple of them. Right, there's my hand, and there they are. They're massive. They've still got soil on them. So we'll dry them off and cure them. Well, actually, they have bolted a bit, so I'm hoping they're going to keep. Or we're going to have to use them up pretty quick. Now, are they the same as onions? Do let me know. Do we have to use those up just the same as with onions? Or is elephant garlic different? I tell you what though, I'm chuffed with the size of them. Anyway, if we have to use them up, we can freeze them, can't we? We can always freeze them, so that'll be good. Or roast them in the oven. They're supposed to be nice roasted. I've not tried it myself, but I will do. Yeah, so that's great. Anyway, I've also pulled up some onions that were in this bed. Most of them were okay, apart from these ones here that have bolted. The ones over that side seem to be okay. So I've got those in a basket. I've also cut some broccoli. So I put that in the basket as well. And I thought, well, while I'm at it, I'll get myself a cabbage. So that bed over there is full of greyhound cabbage. They're not really fully mature yet, but they are packed in. So I thought, well, if I pick a nice young one now, with the leaves and all, it'll be a bit like a spring cabbage. So there it is. So I picked myself a little greyhound cabbage as well. Like I said, the heart's not very big at the moment, but I've taken off some of the outside leaves. So those ones should be good to cook as well. So that should be enough for us for dinner. So that and the broccoli, that's great, isn't it? So, oh, I tell you what I was going to do now is I've got some more onions that need pulling up, and they're all bent over. I'll show you now anyway. So here's the remaining onions. There's not a lot of them, but I want to pull them up before they bolt as well. The poached lot, so they are tiny. They're not very big at all. So little bit disappointed in those, but never mind. But these onions, they'll do a turn anyway. Some of these are a little bit like like shallots, they're so tiny, but they'll be fine. But I'd rather pull them now, because with all this dry weather we're having, I don't want them bolting. And the stems, most of them are bent over, so they're not gonna grow any bigger, I don't think. So there we are, not a bad little harvest. We've got the red onions and the brown onions there. And over this side on the shallots, we've got the greyhound cabbage, and we've got 3 small broccoli. Oh, and not forgetting a massive, not forgetting the massive elephant garlic. On this elephant garlic, there's like little baby cloves. There they are. Now you can replant these, and although you won't have a massive bulb next year, with every year then they'll get a bit bigger. So it's a good way and a cheap way to grow elephant garlic if you're patient. I'm making good use of my Vivo trolley to take my crops to the car. These perennial cornflowers have all gone over now. There's still a few flowers left on there, but they're dying back and they're overhanging the pathway. So it makes it difficult when I'm going past my trolley, but they're starting to look really tatty now. So I thought what I'd do, I'd cut them right back and then I'll save the seeds. Now the best time to save the seeds is when the flowers all dried up on the end and there's like a little bulb forms. You can collect them when they're open, when they're dry and open. But very often the seeds have already been dispersed from there, but you can get some more seeds from there. So if I cut them right back, then I'll show you how to save the seeds. Right. I've had this string holding them back off the pathway, so I'll just move that out of the way. So I'll put them in the bucket for now, and like I said, I'll sort them out under the shade. I've got some tarpaulin attached to the shed, and it's nice and shady under there. I do love the sunshine, but it does make it a little bit cooler when you're doing jobs like that.
In the garden where the flowers sway, lost in colors, drift away. Sunshine kisses my skin so warm. Nature's breath, a common charm. Close my eyes, let my mind roam. In this space, I feel at home. Dreaming garden dreams that let them flow. With every ray, my spirit glows.
That's what the seed looks like. So what we do is hold the seed head. I usually pull out that bit there. Oh, there's seeds attached to it, right? I've got some seeds in there. It doesn't matter if some of the flower stems stay there, but they're the seeds by there. So if you roll it in your fingers, the seeds usually just pop out. I usually try and take off the dead flower bit. But then if you grab hold of that, then the seeds won't come with it like they did just now. So just roll it between your fingers like that, and the seeds pop out. So again, hold it tight at the top so the seeds don't come along with the flower stems. And then roll it between your fingers like that. And then those are all the seeds there. Now with these, I can see there's some seeds in there. You do exactly the same. There's not always as many seeds in there because a lot of them have already come out. So, and it's harder because they're drier. It's harder to roll between your fingers. I don't think there's many in there at all. So this is why I recommend doing it with while they're like this, when the flower's finished and the flower started to turn brown. There's nothing in there. So you can they usually have already popped out. Yeah, there's just a couple in there. So, and I find this way is much easier. So hold, there we are. Get rid of the top fluffy bit. Roll it between your fingers, and then out pops the seeds. So that's all you need to do. So the ants absolutely love it. So you can see there's an ant crawling around there. There we are. So hold it between your fingers, pull off the fluffy bit, and then roll it between your fingers, and then out pops the seeds. So I have lots more seed heads to save, but I think this will be plenty. There's still plenty of seed heads on there, but I'm not going to take any more off there now. I think this will be plenty because I haven't used up all the last seeds I saved. I did give some away, but not everybody wanted them because they've either got them or they just didn't want them. So I'll put this on the compost heap. The next lot of seeds I want to save are from this poached eggplant here. Now it's just all gone to seed. There's no flowers left at all on there. And if I don't act soon, I'm going to lose all the seeds. So I'm just going to cut off the branches, pop them in there, and see how many seeds I can get out of the pods just by shaking them off. So I've cut the seed heads off the poached eggplant, and some of the seeds have come out. Some of them you only got to touch and they'll fall out, but some of them are a little bit green, and they haven't quite dried off yet to go in the envelope. So I think I'll just leave the envelope open, and I'll put it in the shed because it's quite warm in the shed. Let them dry off, and then give him a shake, and the seed should fall in the envelope. There's already a few seeds in there now, so I'll show you the seeds that have already gone in there. I don't know whether you can see them there, but there's already quite a few seeds in there, and there's the seeds there on my hand. Well, look at this, the big reveal. This netting, Doug wanted it on there, and quite rightly so, because the birds would have had a field day. This is our cherry tree, and if I can get it off, ooh, look at these. I'm not going to lie, I've already put my hand in and tried them, and they're absolutely gorgeous, lovely and juicy. So let me show you. If I can get this netting off, I'm going to need to bring you in closer for this. It's a long time since I've had cherries off my own tree, and this is our first harvest. We planted these last year, didn't have any last year, and I'm pleased. I'll show you how many we've got. We've got some down there, and we've got some over there, and there we are, some at the back and some by there. It looks like some are a bit riper than others, but I'm going to pick them all. Hopefully they'll ripen at home. So we can eat the ripe ones first and then leave the others to ripen. Put them in the window, I think. Lucky for me, Dad doesn't like cherries. So it's just myself, my daughter and my grandson that lives in our house. So I don't mind sharing them. But there's one less to share them with because Dad doesn't like them. Just notice there's some at the top there as well. I think it's a good year for fruit all round, isn't it? The strawberries, we've had an abundance of strawberries this year. And all the other fruit as well seem to be plentiful this year. There we are, not a bad little harvest of cherries there. And I've left about 3 yellow ones on there. So if the birds get them before I do, I don't mind. If you saw my last video, you'll have seen me planting flowers by the bean archway on plot 1. Well, I'm on plot 2 now. There's also a bean archway here. And I didn't have time to do it last week. So I've got the plants here now to do it. So I've got snapdragons, alyssum and zinnia. I've also got livingstone daisies, but they're not really big enough yet. So I'll be planting those at a later date because I've only just potted those on. So, oh, and I've got some cosmos, 1 plant for either end. So let's get planting.
In the garden where the sunlight gleams, runner beans climbing up like dreams, archway standing tall, a sight so fine, nature's love in every vine.
Well, I've been wondering where to plant my sweet peas because they've been in the old polytunnel for ages. You may have seen me doing the snail wrap, and that's how I planted them. That was that was weeks ago, right? I'll show you those in a minute. But let me show you the framework I made first of all. So we've got these 3 bamboos, and I've got some crossbars going across there to strengthen them. And I've attached them with these clips. Now they're really handy. You've seen me using them before on one of my videos where I done them on the bean archway. So I've used those clips again on this one, and I put some of this netting. Now in one of my other videos you'll have seen me buying this P&B netting in the garden centre when I went with Cheryl and Danny, and we had such a fun afternoon. I'll put a link to that video in the description. You might want to go and watch it. Anyway, this is that P&B net, and I thought I might need 2 for here, but I've only needed 1, so that's great. So I put some ties on it and tied it to the bamboo. So it's all ready for planting my sweet peas now. And let me show you. This is one of the wraps. Look how they've gone. Oh, poor things. They're long overdue to be planted out. And in this one, I've got 3 wraps. So wish me luck in planting these, because somehow I got to spread them out, and I think I'll just let them do their own thing. They're well rooted. Ooh, look at that. These sweet peas are old-fashioned mix. So I'm unwrapping these now, and they've got lovely long roots on them. So I can just plant them, well, just plant them like that, I guess. I can separate them out a bit.
Where the sunlight warms the ground, a Fronting waves gently in the breeze all around. Flowers bright, bringing joy to every view. We'll plant our dreams, watch them start anew. With vegetables.
So that's the sweet peas all planted up now. Managed to get them out out of their roll wraps, snail wraps rather, and managed to plant them in. So I'll just let them do their own thing now. But I've got a problem. Not a big problem, nice problem to have. I've got a little gap by here, and I'm wondering what to plant there. So I'm open to any ideas. So if you've got any suggestions, please pop it down in the comments. I'd be most grateful. Thanks. And in my next video, I'll show you what I planted there. Well, we have some sunflowers. They're not very tall. Doesn't matter. In fact, I think this one here is supposed to be a giant single. Or was it that one? Do you know what? I can't tell the difference between the giant single and the pink and blue because they're all yellow. And the giant sunflowers look like the pink and blue sunflowers look like the giant ones. I can't tell them apart from the label. Most of them are labelled up. I think that one over there, that one's supposed to be pink and blue as well. Now this one here is Rouge Royale, and it's quite a dark one. It's quite pretty though. And this one, I love this one. Now this one is a ruby eclipse, and that's really pretty. So we've got a few ruby eclipse there. I think I've got one over there as well. So they're starting to come, isn't they? Now you might notice they're all facing that way. They're facing towards the camera, and that's east because the sun comes up over there, and for some reason sunflowers love to face east. So and I noticed even though they were facing this way to begin with, they've gradually turned round. So if you're planting sunflowers, bear that in mind where you're planting them. Cheryl, our plot neighbour, she's got her sunflowers coming lovely, and I'll show you those in another video. They're not in flower yet, but they're such strong plants, and she's planted them over the far side so that she can see them on her plot, and we've got the beauty of them as well. So that's great. So I'll show you these in another video as they progress. How are your sunflowers coming along? Are yours in flower like this? Are they bigger, taller, more colourful? Let us know. Pop it in the comments and let us know if you're joining in with the sunflower growing along. It's just a bit of fun, that's all. And yeah, really pleased with how they're coming on. Thanks for watching.